Hello, hello, hello. I always wonder about streaming sometimes and like whether I should, but I thought why not just go live and deal with the consequences later. And as the title stated, we are going to try to do a little bit of factory planning. So let's take a look at the current map that we have. Okay. From over there, I saw like the lines over there. I was like, I spent so much time today trying to like fill out the map because it is really large right now. Like if we're talking about like what we begun with, like what we began with, it was really just like I don't even know if we had no, I think we had that part, but I think it was just like here, here, down here, and like a little. We didn't even have this. So we've come like really far. That being said, still quite a bit to do and some updates I need to make to the mod just to make sure that's working properly and having the intended effect. Seems diamonds might be a little bit too easy of material, or at least the amount that I was asking for. So I might want to do something to curb that a bit. Like I don't want to stop people from like, being able to expand the border, but right now with the speed that's happening, like I definitely I I definitely want to go like relatively slow. Um but yeah, like we have come so far. I also didn't expect the ice continent like down here to be as big as it is, which is really surprising. So now that like kind of leaves the question, we can do like build a factory somewhere up here, or at least like what I'm calling the factory. I don't actually have like any big plans for it yet, or we can go down here, or we can even go out to like this side island over here, like out in the middle of nowhere. Let me just go to sleep very quickly. Like basically, the world is our oyster, and as of right now, we don't have too many people that have like claimed land. Like it's mostly like in the center area. Um, Maximus over here, Anxiety and Alex up here. Um, and everything else is like relatively open. So I think that I don't want to deal with the snow, sadly. Like it's not a bad idea to go down here, as I don't think anybody is really looking to build in this snow area. But dealing with the snow could be a bit of a pain. One of the things I was looking at is like this island that's in the middle of this river right here could be really cool. I just don't know if it's big enough. So, if we're trying to go like relatively far away, one thing I'm thinking is like, what if we went up here or to this plains here? I'm thinking this, I'm kind of liking this plains a little bit more. We could go here also, but we don't really need to. But mostly because this is relatively flat and easy to get to. That means that there would be like very little terraforming with a lot of space. With that being said, I think we can go ahead and go there, or at least choose that spot for now, and it'll likely work. Okay. So what do we need to do for that? Well, that's where I'm thinking that maybe we need a project board somewhere. There's actually another thing that we need to do beforehand, which is actually like I want to go check on the XP farm and make sure it's still working and maybe grab a little bit of wood while I'm here. So one of the things with this factory is once we get over there, probably dig a large hole and most of it's going to be underground, but then the above ground portion is going to be like what everyone sees. And might lead into the next video series that I build or the next video series that I do, which might center around create and maybe trying to educate people on like how to use it a bit. I'm by no means a master create. Like I'm still like on the create subreddit and like learning things every day. But there's like just a lot of people have come to me and have just basically said, "Hey, I don't know where to start with create." I'm like, "Well, that kind of sucks. I think that maybe I could help with that because to me, like the way that you generally start is make a tree farm. It's like one of the simplest things, but because like tree harvesting is like one of the more annoying things to do, it's one of the best things to automate quickly. Okay, so we have all these backpacks. I don't think anybody's logged in, but we have these. And never click these. What happens is like if you were to click one of these, it just deletes it. And you're not actually picking anything up if you think that you are. Um, and so like if backpack goes in here, that means that basically it will get deleted because right now it's only saying like keep items that you see in this list. We really don't want to keep the carrots or the potatoes, but it's like it takes up almost no space, so why not? Okay, but this is still working, and we can see that this is still spinning, meaning that up here the fan is still blowing, but it looks like it might not be blowing as far. So we can go check on that very quickly and hopefully not die because it is a pretty far jump down. Just take a look at this. Yeah, you can see that these aren't heated properly. So the speed is a bit slower. This is full and this is like nearly full. So means that we did something wrong. Let's double check. No, that seems to work. Hmm. It makes me wonder. I think I might have an idea on how to fix this, which is instead of having the outputs be right, the inputs and outputs be like this, I'm thinking about having the inputs and outputs be barrels. So that way we can actually store stuff in it until it's like ready. But one of the reasons why I kind of like this is because like they were supposed to be used like less. Let me see something. Does it try to? Okay, it does do that correctly. And if we did that, you see it's not discarding it after it's done. That's the issue. Let's turn off our magnet very quickly. And huh, let's just keep it like that. Now we could do that and it should work. Take this and feed it back into the system. And the speed goes back up, which is good. And then because both of these are like that, we're good. So let's just go do something very quickly, which means that we have to go back to the base. We have to learn a little bit more about create, and hopefully, you know, maybe as we learn more, we can help other people learn more. Okay. See, one of the things I don't like is that most of the time when I'm like traveling, I'm now going through the nether, and I feel like the human mind just makes you want to take whatever is the easiest way around, and because it's the nether right now, that's the one I'm taking. So I do also want to work on paths, maybe not this video or not this video, maybe not this stream, but maybe another time, just to make it so that we don't have to really worry about like getting around and maybe prefer even like using other methods of transportation. Okay, so if we go in here, grab a depot, 'cause I think maybe we could try a depot also while we're there. We can also try she don't know if an item vault will work. I think we can just go with a normal barrel just for now. We do want, let's see if we have it, some funnels. Interestingly enough, we actually have like andesite on us at all times now, just in case we need to make stuff. It's just that we don't have like every single item that we will ever need. So every once in a while, there's like something that we are gonna need that we can't make. But for now, this is more than enough. So I hate doing that. Like I always do that. Okay, so we have the funnels, and so the next thing that we wanted was the barrels. I don't know. Like list of things to automate is barrels. I've never disliked making barrels as much as when I use create. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we have the barrels and can go over. I'm assuming right now that's because there's a mismatch in the outputs, but uh if it works, it'll work. If not, it's not the end of the world. Ooh. Well, I don't want to fight you guys right now. It's not that I'm afraid. I just don't want to fight you. Okay. Back through this portal. And like look how quick this is. If there was like a nice train station that just brought us from like our base over there to here, I would likely take it. I also have to make this look nice. I still don't have an idea of the direction I want to go in, but I know that I need to do that. But I also want to make sure that all of this is like working properly. Okay, so my first idea to fix it is this. Oops. And we'll go here and then this. And actually, that might have been an input and we want an output. This. So we can say input. Input. Interesting. I've used a chest before as an input. Now I'm wondering if it's just like not possible. This is why we bought the other depot. Okay. And now one of the things that we're going to have to worry about, or actually not even like really worry about, we want to make sure that this part works. Yeah, that works. Okay, so we don't have to wait for that, but because lava is like actually like a relatively like good fuel source for these, it does take a bit of time to work. And I'm not sure if I break this if it will register the same spot or not. I guess we could test, and that'll be good information for the future. And it did. Okay, so you should, if you're working properly, we should just be able to place you right there. It was working before until I put this depot here. Okay. That will actually work. I don't know if I'm 100% happy with this because it just means that these items are just going to cycle constantly. But at the very least, we'll never get into a situation um, where this gets stuck. So for now, not 100% happy, but we can live with it. I also added this thing here so that way we can use a bucket to grab water from here, put it in here, and turn it on to give water in here. Otherwise, it might get stuck and people can't restart it. But for now, it works. And each of these is generating how much? 16,000, which is just a metric ton. Like, so happy about that. Okay, so now for the bridge. One of the things I kind of worry about is like, or not the bridge, like the actual getting to and from the area that we want. Okay, we can't fall down there. Yeah, that's a bit of a pain. Do I still have items in here? No, I don't. Just turn back on the magnet. Yeah, we'll leave that for now. Okay, so as we make our way back to home base, there's a couple of things I want to do, and that's gonna help us get started with actually doing the factory. Yeah, you guys can stay over there. Not doing anything special. Okay, so we have two tunnels like that act as basically two ways out. I kind of want to widen them. So right now we don't actually have like a garage right, where you can like build like some of these like vehicles. We want a vehicle to go mining for netherite, but for now we kind of have to deal with what we have. I don't think I need the tinted glass or anything, but I also don't know where to put it. Especially since tinted glass comes at a premium, since it's probably like one of the least renewable resources that we have, like in general, like on the server. Okay, so one of the things that we want right now is a minecart assembler. I didn't even know this was a thing. I almost want to play with that a little bit. See, assembler, unless they renamed it. Oh, cart assembler. Okay, logs, andesite, and redstone. We should have redstone on us, right? No, we don't. Normally, I keep a little bit of redstone on me. I know we're gonna need it. We don't have any logs in our like inventory. We do have some in our backpack. I love just being able to make things like whenever I want to. That's like one of the nicest things about Create is just being able to do that. Okay, so we have this. Now, one of the things that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to be able to mine. Interestingly enough, we don't actually care about placing things down. We just want to mine. So this specific contraption is going to be incredibly, incredibly simple for our use case. Let's see, where are we? I was pretty sure I had some mechanical drills. Yes, I did. Uh, and that's really about it. Everything else we can kind of make. Uh, or not make. We like really just don't need anything else. I don't know where that XP just came from, but hopefully it's nothing bad. Especially like looking at it, there's a drowned over there. That might be a little bit ominous. Also, really want to like start on this area too. Um, we need to put it on a cart like that, and one of the things that we need is actually a cart. Um, I did say we could make everything, but not really. One of the last things that we need, and pay no attention to the massive amount of player heads over here. Promise it was not my fault. Is a furnace. Yes, I think it is the stream of all time. It's just a stream. At first I was just gonna hop on and play, but I was like, hey, why not? Like, try to stream so that way I at least stream a little bit more often. So here we are. Oh, I thought we had everything we need. One of the things that we need right now is super glue. No, I promise. It was not my fault. I came here and the heads were already here. But how are you guys doing? Okay. Let's see. Block here. And simply enough. Go here, here, here. Technically don't need to do this one. And this would do a 3x3, but I think I'm wanting to do uh almost a 5x5. Here's the thing. I also want to do the walls. So, lucky for me, I think I have just enough. Um, last time that I checked, I think she was at 209 deaths. So that's a lot. Okay, there we go. I mean, mine is just a facade to a hole in the wall. So, like, you're not that far away from me. If anything, you might be ahead because at least like yours uh is representative at what it actually is. I'm hiding mine. And I think we could just do wait, lock rotation is one of the things that we want to guarantee because we don't want it to like wait, no. I think we want it to face towards motion. No, we're gonna do lock rotation for now because we're going in a straight line. And do that. Pick that up. Place it back down. And that looks good. Before I forget, just a little bit of storage. We definitely won't need this much, but it'll help. I was told not to worry about it, so I'm not worrying about it. But yeah, that was a lot of deaths. And I didn't think that it was gonna be over here. Hey goes, how's it going? And as always, yes, it has been a long time. What are you getting up to these days? That's a lot of snowballs. Oh, just these pathways because I'm gonna be very lazy. Vanilla or a mod pack? Do I really have no more rails? And that's a shame. So I have this tunnel and I have the tunnel on the other side, which I was gonna do. And so hopefully I can just plop this down, grab a block of coal. Wait. Oh, that should work. Hey, there we go. I actually think I could put coal in here and it should dig it out. Okay. Here's the thing, I still play vanilla every once in a while. Oh, and also Alex, to answer your question, it does need rails still. Um, but the thing is, you could design it so it will like dig up the rails and like place it back down. So you don't really it just recycles. Do you have a also I guess like it's really not that much effort. It like you like do it like once and like look how much we've dug in like just like a minute. It is so worth it. If you just need to dig something out like very quickly. Um Not to mention, now I can reuse this for like other sections that I need to dig out. And then once we get to the end, I could just pick it up. Um, so you can do it for diamonds, and it's so broken. Okay, and so now that it's run out of the rails, we can just pick it back up, and it's basically just stopped like here. I'm just gonna swim up here because we don't need this waterfall. After I saw you dig out like your section MK, I was just like, oh, I definitely would have used create for this. I was planning on doing it for Netherite on this server. I just like haven't had a chance to really oh, so I did this one design for ancient debris. Like the lava, like what you do is you use the deployers and so you deploy first or you try to deploy like netherrack in front of it and then you just break the netherrack or not netherrack, you could do cobblestone so that way you can recycle it and you can have like an item filter to drop the anything that's like that you don't want. And I still can't believe that people would do that with stone. like like if that's what you really want to do, like no harm, no foul, but that's still like so much work. Okay, and now like one of the things we could do is like come back through and actually like place this the way we want to, but it is yeah, it's so worth it's just so worth it to not have to do that by hand. I would have gotten diamonds first, like before I did that. To me, it's just like so to me it's like you like I will always like just like yeah, the diamonds are gonna save me time. I remember I think it was like Mumbo Jumbo did like a bit once and it was just like, is it faster to go home and get his beacon or to just mine things out? And he was like, it's actually faster to just go get the beacon. I'm like, that's why I would do that. Betting is still like the preferred way. I guess like for like more vanilla esque. But if you have the create mod, I say it's like no reason not to. Also, if it is a custom mod pack, and I think we talked about this before. You have played with Create before a little bit. Um, I don't remember how long ago it was, but like they definitely updated it and made it like much better and stable. It's still a little bit laggy though on servers. Okay, and now that this is like done, we can just like pick this up, which is now like the hardest part. If we had the automatic deploying, then we wouldn't actually have to worry about picking like all of these up. We just have like a couple. It's funny that you say like later today being in a different time zone because it's almost midnight for some of us. I say almost midnight, like it's close to midnight. Not close, like relatively close. Yeah, and now we can go over and try to do the other section. Yeah, we have one going this way. I did think about having one going like straight that way, but I think we only need the two. Ooh, nice, nice. I think like the idea for ooh, this might get torn down if we do it incorrectly. But the idea for this server is somewhat of like create um stuff and then like some Botania stuff, like some magic and like guarding. See, I played with the deeper, darker mod a bit like 6 months ago, or not even. It's probably more like 3 months. Was it 3 months? No, it's actually like it's been yeah, probably like 4 or 5 months. Time is a construct like that I always gets me whenever I start to think about it. Just like wow, it's been so long. Um, I played with it a bit, and I think it's like really cool. Um, but I just don't think it really adds enough. Like, I just want to see so much more, or like not so much more. I want to see something that's like different, and it doesn't really feel that way to me. Like I said, it's still really cool though. Um, but we thought about adding it back for this season, and wasn't high priority, I would say, just because like it added some extra armor. So we have Young's Better Dungeons, and that adds like not hundred, but it adds like maybe 20 plus spawners to each. Um, and then we also have Carry On, which lets us move like entities, and the spawners are an entity, so we're just able to get spawners basically like wherever we want, and that's like where I have like a I made an XP farm over there. I mean, like, I think the other thing with Deeper and Dark or the Deeper and Darker is I don't know the last time that it was updated. So that's always a thing. Like, are they gonna like I don't mind if it's like lackluster, if it's like I have the promise of updates, but if there's like no updates coming, then it's like a little bit more meh, especially if you want to play it for a long time. I've been in one of those before, but I've never seen like 100 spawners. I've only like seen maybe well, only like it hasn't been 100, but like no more than 20, I think. And let's just make sure that we're adding torches. I'm actually gonna put them down here because we're gonna be covering up parts of this later. The other thing that we should be able to do, grab some of these to just like fill this in. That way we don't fall in later. I'm trying to remember, like a couple months ago, I saw like an actual like roguelike mod. But this one actually had like guns and stuff, which I don't know how I feel about in Minecraft. To me, Minecraft is definitely supposed to be like more fantasy-esque, with maybe a little bit of steampunk and create. But that's just like always how like I felt like, or I've seen Minecraft, and so guns are guns are like super sci-fi stuff. Is always like kind of more just like I have to think about that. The one that we have currently uses, I think, 13, and I already think that it's like way more than enough. I think it might even be faster than like the Enderman XP farms in the end, and potentially even like the new slime base. Like, no, not slime. Oh, there's a skeleton somewhere. They called like the things that the silverfish base XP farms. And there you go. We have mined this entire area out. It's still going a little bit more. Oh yeah, I think Crate can make the infested blocks, right? Like, or there's at least a recipe for that. Oh wow. We are actually almost full on a lot of things. Ooh, like tax-free levels, right? I think we have that on here. And I do upload shorts, just not often enough that like it actually matters. Like every time that I upload shorts, I actually do get like quite a few people that like join. I don't know what to call it. We'll call it the party. Um but it's just like I don't want to upload anything or just random stuff. Yeah, I think that's yeah what we have. Um, yeah, like tax free levels. And you know, it is definitely like super worth it. So interesting idea I had for a video is like actually segmenting like it would be the tutorial video like or like the intro for the create mod, but then segmenting it into like chunks, like maybe like a 20-minute video, but then 1 minute chunks each that are easily like you can easily like, split it up into shorts. So that way like I can actually make shorts while making a video and try to kill two birds with one stone. Okay. And we basically have the walls. I'm thinking about just using snow for now. That's kind of how I feel about the tree harvesting mod, or like any mod that makes like tree chopping easier. It is just like one of those things I think I can't go back without. Yes, you actually can. I just never went to set that up, and actually it does get you quite a few people, like just passing by, even more so than just like streaming regularly on YouTube. The other mod I would say is like very close to like a must add for most mod packs is Carry On, but it might be a little too broken for me to like really include it as a must add because it just makes like so many things so much easier. Um, I've seen some people use it before, and like looking at how many people like stop by or like the total view count for their streams, it works. It really does. But I've also been like debating whether I should try Twitch again or if I should just stick to YouTube as it is. Like it's just like YouTube kind of works. Like I get people that stop by. Um, maybe not the best discovery, but you get people, right? Uh, but I could also do the shorts, or I could try to multi-stream to both, but then like have to deal with like both. So I'm still trying to decide. Dang, that is a lot. Responding to level 309. I think that's a little broken. Mainly because I think that netherite should still be a bit of a chore to get. Like whenever I like try to put together a mod pack, or at least like think about putting together a mod pack, I don't really put together mod packs. This one was put together almost entirely by MK. Thank you. Um, but I do think about the progression. So one of the things I did recently was I created my first mod, and we're actually like basically test driving it on this server. And I'm planning to update it like by next weekend. I did some work today. But yeah, it makes it so like the world border, to pay to get the world border to expand. Alex, who's here, has probably donated like over 1,000 diamonds to it. Uh, Oh yeah, yeah, no, no, no. I understand like what you meant by that. I read it as the SP grinder, but the thing is like it's like progression. Like like I feel like you want to make it so it's like relatively like not super restrictive, but people are also still kind of like working for things, and it's not like super free. Otherwise, like I feel like it's at least personal preference is not as fun. Yeah, actually, we can check right now. Is 3,724 blocks, and we started at 1,800, so almost 2,000. I might have to slow it down. Like, I went to, like, expand the, map, and also, like, for, I think MK has already, like, seen the entire map, but Alex might not have. We started with just this small area, and now we have all of this. It's wild, a lot faster than I was expecting. But it also means that that's like 2,000 diamonds that aren't going through, the server, um, or that aren't just, like, sitting in people's, like, chests, like, collecting dust. So I've been doing it like as it's expanded, so it hasn't been like a huge like pain to do it. But it still took me I think like 30 minutes. Oh, is it just like a ton of leather and stone gear that like you have to like sort through? Because I would highly recommend. Like I guess it depends on what mods you have. Like for me, I've been able to use create and now sophisticated storage to basically just like trash every single item that we don't want, which has been a boon. I think though I might still like the create way of doing it with the item filters. Or those are a little bit easier to use. But sophisticated storage also is like still super simple. And I guess like for me, it's more so just like how much time it takes to get netherite. And I can't really speak much because in this mod pack, it's actually still like relatively easy because you can just go to some of the bastions and get like netherite in an hour or two. I mean, like, what if you did the negative, right? Like, so rather than like the stuff that you want to throw out, the stuff that you want to keep. I don't know like how many items you want to keep, but if it's less, might be doable. And now we can just pick this up and place it anywhere that we want. And also this is gonna be for MK and Alex. This is how we basically almost had like two world resets before. Um just picking this up and like if you have a whole bunch of stuff inside of it when you pick it up, that's when the data can exceed the limit and then cause the server to like start like lagging because of out of bound exceptions. And eventually you get to chunk banning where we can't enter the chunk. But this one should be fine considering that I was able to pick it up without any issues just now. Yeah, it's one of the things about create. The other thing is like I'm pretty sure you could do the same thing with a book that has enough data in it. Yeah. Generally speaking, the contraptions don't actually take a lot of like quote unquote it's not even quote unquote like don't take a lot of memory. But the thing is if you have 50,000 blocks in it, um then that's when you can start to get the server to start crashing and whatnot. Oh yeah, Ghost. I'm pretty sure that you did try. Um like especially like if it's anything like similar to vanilla, it's hard. The wood chopping mod is just it's I think bad code, not necessarily like uh like, anything. Like, I think like because I think in create you don't necessarily get like an out of bound exception. It's just like out of memory, where you start to fill up like possibly like the memory that's allocated. to potentially I think like maybe like this region or whatever, and then that slows down the server and whatnot. Um, I don't know exactly like what's happening behind it, but the tree chopping mod is just the fact that that one is actually like an array out of bounds exception. Okay, you just have a ton of items going through that farm then. For this one, we only have about I think 9 items we want to keep, which is like 4 types of backpack, potatoes, carrots, iron, rotten flesh, and bones, and everything else we're just like we can junk. No, it wasn't the amount of wood being dropped. It was definitely the amount of wood being chopped because, like, in the crash logs, because like, so the tree chopping mod, that was actually crashing the server rather than, like, chunk banning, like, where the server was still up, but we couldn't get to specific chunks. So the tree chopping mod, like, in the you can see in the log, it was like, "Oh, array out of bound exception," so that leads me to believe that was just like, oh, at max, it could, like, chop 2,048 blocks. 'Cause that's, like, the, like, the fixed size array that they have, and, um, the tree chopping mod would like, doesn't have, like, any, like doesn't limit itself to that, and then tries to chop, like, 1 extra block past, like, what they should be trying. Causing it to throw an error and the server to crash. Um, the CRAM limit. I might need to look into that. For me, in experience, it's really just like any XP farm that really gets me, which is where I need to go in a relatively quick time, is like good enough. Although I do really want to try making like one of those like crazy like super broken ones that use portal blocks and whatnot at some point, but probably not on a server, like on my own like private world. And to yeah, Alex, like your question to answer your question is it doesn't have a limit. Minecraft probably or like Java or like whatever like a library they're using has a limit that the developer probably didn't think of. I would say the only thing about Vein Miner is I guess like you don't get it too early because I kind of want my tree chopping a little bit early. Like and then two, it will work on like, just not the trees, also ores, which I don't really have a problem with mining as much as I do like trees and like chopping down trees. Like if you could limit it just to axes, then maybe. But like for just anything, oh, I had like so much over here. Um, I'm gonna quickly make a snow golem if I can. I also say all of these things, but like we also have like so many things that are incredibly OP on this server, which I think I should make a list to like try to like tamp down if we ever think about like running it back or using like similar things. Yeah, I'm gonna need like if you have extra snow that you're not gonna use, I wouldn't mind taking it off your hands rather than having it like sit in a chest somewhere. this will, yeah, sort inventory and then transfer some more items. So one thing that a lot of people say is that sophisticated storage is like incredibly OP. Um no, I would have just gone to your base and gotten some uh and it kind of like it's very close. The only saving grace is I think that if we want to get what is it? There's an upgrade. I think it's this one here. The Omega upgrade is actually expensive. So it's not that bad. But like you get to basically the integer limit, which is like 2 point whatever, like almost 3 billion stacks of items in like one slot, which is incredibly overpowered. Like if you can get to it, because you just never need to really worry about storage ever again or really organizing because it's like, hey, every like the amount of items you have will never, will almost feasibly never take up that much space. But there is like one other thing, which is we have compressed blocks. So we used Traveler's Backpack last season, but like in my opinion, Traveler's Backpacks tend to be a little OP for like how easy they are to get. Mainly thinking about like the backpacks that like give you like no fall damage or some of like the regeneration, extra hearts. But then I also like sophisticated storage just because it just feels like a more well designed backpack mod. Just taking a look at the create setup. I don't have any. Do you have any andesite casing on you? I just remembered. So wait, sorry. Were you speaking? I might have been muted.
You were.
I muted myself again. I picked something up just now, I think, and I don't know what it was.
Bundle.
Oh,
That's all the.
nope, I picked it up again. Give me a moment. There we go.
Thank you. Yeah, that's how I've been storing that because I have so much. So.
I was gonna give you a recommendation.
This was me just being frustrated with this. So.
Oh no, encase these. Less lag.
Oh, true. Okay.
That was it.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, this tank is probably way too big for what you're doing.
Probably.
It doesn't hurt.
I'm winging it. It's fine. Oh wait, that's. I'm gonna have to move that pipe again.
Yeah.
I think I have more somewhere. Somewhere. I need to do my storage room. Where did you come from?
Oh, the door is open.
There we go.
Multiple backpacks.
For all my adventuring, I'm so upset that this is not enough iridium. I need 40 stacks of it, apparently.
And that's 27.
Yeah, and that's only for part of the build, so that's fun.
Cool. Right.
That's what I was looking for. I forgot.
The other thing is with these belts, instead of belts, you can use encased chain drives.
How expensive are those?
It's basically these andesite casings and then 3 nuggets per.
Okay.
So, in my opinion, relatively cheap.
Yeah, I I just have this set up like partially. Oh, I was looking for the fluid pipes too. This is not sorted. I made a huge mess the other day, so everything's just kind of in a chest.
I've been trying to keep myself sorted, but I know
Okay, that's
that
fun.
relatively soon it will be unsorted.
Here they are. Doesn't look as nice, but
Oh no, you can keep it that big and it has no negative impact. I can't
okay.
say no negative impact. Um, from what I've heard, that maybe these like boilers might start to get a little bit on the laggy side. I don't know entirely. This is just like some quick research. But it was just like I was like looking at it, it's like the amount of water that you have going in versus like and the heat versus like the size that you had. If it's just for aesthetics, it's fine. Um, but otherwise, you have the
Well,
goggles
I
on, right?
have them with me somewhere. I had them. Hold on, did I put them away? It's a problem for later, I think.
It just tells you like the information like, oh,
Yeah.
do you need more water? Do you need more heat or size?
I use Jade to look through my chest. I don't have to open them all. Put it.
Fluid containers. So one thing that you can answer for me probably, since you've used sophisticated storage before, is there an easy way? Oh, there's you have them in here. Oh no, you have one in there.
What do I have in there?
Fluid pipe.
Oh yeah, I just put that back. I think.
Oh, okay. I thought you were still looking for it.
Looking for the goggles. I think I actually put them in one of these.
See you later, Ghost. Hopefully, I can catch you again. Um,
Oh, there it is. One.
yeah. See you next time.
Found it. Yeah. So I want to put like little fan setups on in each of these little bits.
For like smelting and washing, or
Yeah.
just to have fan. Oh, okay.
So I got frustrated and started doing build testing instead. So
Do you need any help, or you just trying to give yourself a break?
I'm giving myself a break because I still gotta figure out what all I need.
Okay.
A lot of diorite. It's fine.
I have a lot of diorite if you need it.
I know there are several caves underneath me that have a lot of it too. So
Oh no, but as payment for the snow. Like you don't have to think about it. It's just
oh,
like
true. I hadn't thought about that. I will gladly take diorite.
uh
Diorite, Viridium.
I don't have Viridium. Well, I have some Viridium, but not enough like that would make a meaningful impact. But I can definitely share some diorite.
Would be greatly appreciated. Yeah. Mhm. She might still be mad at me. It's fine.
Okay. I'll leave you to it then.
Okay.
Thanks, and I'll like deliver the diorite at some point.
Yeah.
Okay, we have acquired some snow, so that's always good. So we can at least finish off our walls and hopefully, oops, like well, hopefully, finish our off our walls to make it look a little bit better. I know. We are supposed to be planning the what's it called? Factory location. This is fine too. We're still making progress. Double compressed, triple. This triple compressed is going to be a lot. Let's go with just the compressed for now. For some reason, I was expecting like my whole inventory to be full. I'm not ungrateful. I'm incredibly ungrateful because that means that's just snow that we don't have to make ourselves. But I thought it would have been more. Yeah, we can go with the double compressed now. Okay, so now here's where I'm like, okay, maybe we slow down. No, still a lot that we don't have to do ourselves. But I'm always just like, yeah, this is gonna fill my inventory. And every time that I do this, I am a little sad. This is our fortune one, so we can use a silk touch. I believe that should give us the blocks. Yes, it does. And now we can actually go mine the blocks instead if we want to. Still need to think about like the exact design. Like right now, I'm going for, I guess like these white walls, and I've been doing that for a bit, so we could probably stick with that. But still makes me wonder if I should try to do something different. I'm gonna leave that empty for now since I don't want to waste the snow that we have. And let's just do this. And it feels so nice not to have to worry about iron. And I say that mainly because I could just like avoid looking at the iron or avoid like thinking about picking it up. And I don't think I want to do the ceiling as the same color if possible. Like maybe change it. The other thing is we might actually need to make a diorite making machine just because it's an intermediary stage, I think, for making andesite like automatically. Okay, so we have this, that. Okay, yeah, I thought that would be a lot, and it was. Okay, cool. And now we could just mine this like a little bit by hand, which is already so much easier than having to do it with. not by hand or manually. That's the word. And this looks a lot better. I think they were going to change the floor, and we could make another machine to also take out the floor, but I think for now it's fine. I'm gonna want to like figure out what we want to do with the ceiling, but at the very least, it feels a lot less claustrophobic, and we've used the create mod, which is what I always love to do. Okay, so now we can go up here, and like I still need to plan exactly like how I want to incorporate everything, because this right now is just like a hole in the wall, and I want to make it look nice, or at least have a theme if possible. Wow, this one's a lot shorter than the other. I also one of the ideas I had, but I guess like we're not really doing that right now, is like we could have made the different tunnels like a different color. Just so that way it's easier to identify which way like is which like when you're in the tunnels. So one thing that I might do though that people might get understandably upset at me for is I might just have like a long thin cobblestone path across the ocean, but that's mostly to like signify where the train is going to be going. Though I'm not going to be able to complete it, I feel like in a super timely manner, because I'm going to have to work on the design for the bridge and then actually like build the bridge, which is going to be so much work. So just to fill up the air, I don't know if I got to say it earlier, but like the idea for the short or the video is just basically like, hey, here's how I understand create to work, and here's some tips and tricks. Like if you want to automate something, I highly recommend automating the like automating tree farms first. Like a lot of people wonder like where to start, and I'm just like whatever the most painful thing is for you in Minecraft. For me, that happens to be um, harvesting trees. Just do that. Um, like just like try to automate that. Uh, if for you it's like getting food, automate that. Like it really doesn't matter. Like even automate like the smallest thing. I remember one time I automated making sticks for villager trades, and that helped me a ton just because I didn't have to do that. There's actually this like really like famous like book for people like learning Python for the first time. I don't know if it's a book, but it's like a course, and it's like automate the boring stuff. And I've never did it, but I've like I already know about Python, but I still think about doing because a lot of people were just like, wow, it completely changed the way that they kind of looked at like programming in general from like something that's like they're like, yeah, it's a really good skill to have, but they don't know what it's useful for. But then like after they did that, they were able to start seeing it become like more useful in their life. Um, that's just something to think about. I still want to like maybe like actually like write it out and try to get it planned. 'Cause I do think like I don't want it to be like relatively high quality compared to a lot of like my previous tutorial videos. So that way it's something that could last for a good long time, because a lot of my tutorial videos are still like getting more views than like any of my other like stuff that I put out, and I kind of want to do better. um so one of the ways I want to do that is like maybe new tutorial videos, but like again higher quality. Name of the game. Okay, so now one of the things I'm thinking about that we've like done this, we have the walls kind of like um marked out, is like for this path, how do we want it to go? Like I don't mind breaking the path just in case like, it doesn't turn out well. But but it is gonna be like 500 blocks. So that's definitely gonna be something I try to do on stream, and then like I also time lapse it because it could look really good or really bad, and you know I want to share the wins and fails. Okay, so that's good, and like this opens up like really nicely now. We can take down a couple of these, but basically, do you see those concentric circles? Uh, that's very interesting. Basically, we would need to go, I think, exactly that way. Or if we do this, yeah, it almost lines up to like here, right? And so like this is where I'm gonna get like a little bit nerdy. And first take a sip of water because you know gotta stay hydrated. But we can actually use this for some planning. Cause I want to go all the way out here. It wouldn't be too bad of an idea to like also have a railway going this way so that way we can visit anxiety and Alex more easily. I'm most like so for anything that goes on this main island, I don't want people to have to look at create stuff if they don't want to. So I do think I want to do a lot of things underground, and part of the reason why I built the contraption that I did um, was so that way I can actually make the tunnels for a subway system. Like this tunnel came out very well, and it was relatively easy to make. So why not like try to make another tunnel? Spilled some water on me. Give me a moment. Okay, need to check something. Wow, we're almost at day 600. It's so wild that we like so we've already been here for a week, which makes me like excited. But okay, let's say if we wanted to do this bridge, we also don't want to go too high because it's just like more blocks. But would we want to just come out from here and then go like straight across? Or do we want to go like potentially a little bit lower, like say here and then go across? I think I'm liking maybe here. Let's just like take a look to see like where we're at. Like it's still pretty high. I like so there's like two different like schools of thoughts I have. One is we stay like very high, but I think that the pillars that we need to make will like and like the width that it is will need to be bigger. Or we go like lower and we can make the width a little bit less like smaller to like compensate. And then like the pillars are also smaller. I still think that's roughly the same amount of blocks, but if we go taller, we can make the arches like wider and then make it to like if somebody wanted to make a ships or whatever, the ships will still like fit through. At our current height, if we made like if we use the ships that are already included in the pack, they would still work. So right now what I'm thinking is like maybe starting at this level and then seeing like what happens. But first, we actually need to see like where exactly would we want the station to start. I do think that like maybe the platform would still be made out of wood. And this station likely, I kind of like the idea of it being like this, like lower here, so we can have like a rotation yard, so that way like it can actually like rotate or like turn it around and like go back out. But let's see if we were to go into the map, zoom in, and say that this is the drop off point, like right here. Right waypoint, Academy Station, and that's gonna be the name of the farm. Now this is the part where I do a little bit of nerdy stuff off screen and say, uh, use the slope formula that we learned back in like 8th grade or 9th grade, depending on like what school system that you were in. Oh, wait, sorry. So we're here and we're basically at like negative 458 uh by negative 1629. And then our current position, and it doesn't need to be exact, we just need to end up around that area. We could do like 1 to get our current area, which is or not current area, our current like position, which is 396 by negative 52. So that would be over 1,500 blocks in one direction that we would need to like. The bridge doesn't need to be 1,500 blocks, but the entire like pathway would be 1,500 blocks. This is a mega project if I've ever like seen one, and it needs to go in that way. And so like one of the things I want to see is if we were to go like straight in that direction. Actually, let's look at the map very quickly because we could do something else because we have that area, or we could go. No, I think we still want to go out like a little bit further. But like once we hit here, we don't have to um follow like go straight. So one thing that we could do instead is I'm trying to think about the best way to do this. Because I want the train to be cool and like go like maybe not like go directly there. And so it's making me think like, what if we went like straight up and then like maybe once we hit this river, go up and then around and then here. And then we could like maybe like wrap back around here and then go down here and then across here. Or use the subway line that we might have here. Because like straight up here is like negative 390. So that would be only like 400 blocks that we have to go, and that's much more reasonable rather than like going straight across here. Kind of like the 400 blocks. Yeah, I think I like that better. So it would just be like straight across here. Or relatively straight across. And because it's like it'd be straight across, I want to avoid like it being like too straight. Um yeah, so rather than using cobblestone, I'm gonna use spruce just to make it look a little bit better. Hopefully people don't get mad at me. I promise I'll try to make it look better. The other thing is like with using spruce wood is that we can more easily like design it and it's not that we're not spruce wood going straight. We can design it and it doesn't have to be perfectly like tileable in like one direction. And this is only like kind of like an estimate, I guess, because I think we will want to come out like somewhere around here. But we don't know exactly like where the train yards are gonna go. Ooh, there's something down there. So I might start planning the actual bridge tonight, so that way we can get it done quickly and not have this be a complete eyesore for too long. But don't get me wrong, I did think about like going underwater for this because that could also been like really interesting. Okay, wait, let's turn toggle on bridging so that way we can do this a little bit more easily. You can actually see that we're about to hit render distance. That was like 6 times 4. That was only 240 blocks, so I think that was a lot less than I thought we would use. I'm just trying to make the least amount of planks that I can, so bear with me. This is one of the times where I might want to like go like this. Here. And like this to try to get it to go downwards. Oops. And it doesn't really matter too much. That should be hidden in the future. This is also mainly because I don't know exactly what the slope the train needs to go down will be. So trying to be more safe than sorry, but this might also not work for our use cases. Okay, and let's also look at the map. Oh, this better turn out good. I do wonder if there was like a shorter path, like maybe this way. What would be really nice is if this continent connects around here somewhere or down here. Either way, we are doing the thing. We're also gonna want to maybe texture this a little bit to use like different blocks if possible. But for now, I was trying to save like blocks, but for now we could just make this like too wide. It'd be cool if it was like phone lines or something or communication lines. Um, so that way you can send people messages. Like one of the things I've always like thought about like for a mod pack is like it'd be so cool to advance like through the ages. Like you could start with and this is the only problem about like these long pathways. Once you fall down, you have to make your way back to like another one of the sides. Unless you have a grappling hook, which I did not think was gonna work. I thought that like I thought it might work, but it might take us a bit of time to actually get it. Um but it'd be really cool because like we have Ad Astra, right? And so like what if you had a mod pack that like forced you to go through like the different stages. Like so you couldn't just like oh jump in and then like immediately like speed run everything. Like you first had to go through create, go through like the copper age, um like really experience the copper age, like maybe make a Baghdad battery or something. Um like but like okay, like fully like or create or like fully like get the stone tools like done, like work with that until you get like the pickaxe and like you mine or like yeah like let's say like I don't know, you have like the well of technology, right? And it asks you to donate items, right? And then after you donate items, like you unlock recipes, or you could spend like science points for different recipes and with technology points, right? And like as you get technology points, it's like, hey, you unlock this recipe, now you can make this crate thing, which you can use to automate like this thing. And like once you have this automated, it's like, okay, now you go through create, you go through I'd say create is like the industrial era slash like steampunk. Then maybe next is like the communication era. And like so if there was a mod that like fit perfectly in between, then you get to like add Astra or whatever. So you have like the space era and whatnot, and like maybe the internet era. And like after you do that, you get to I don't know, let's see. The I'm trying to think. Maybe a cyberpunk era. Like one of the things I've like kind of wanted to do for a while is like a cyberpunk mod. Like that's actually like like you get cybernetics and there's a lot of like mods like like that enhance like the way that you play the game, right? But I haven't really seen much in the way of like oh like let me augment my body so like different things like work differently. Like maybe I can upgrade like my leg components and it makes me jump higher. I think that would be like so cool to get like Cyberpunk 2077 in Minecraft. There has to be a Cyberpunk mod or something already, but like I would like to like make my own and like just like cool stuff. Maybe not with flying cars and whatnot, but you never know. I don't know, but the thing with the Well of Life, all that I'm thinking of is like, what if you also made it like PvP sort of, kind of like Civilization, or like the Fountain of Technology, like you have like Civilization and or Civilization esque. So you get to choose like like what upgrade path that you want to go down, and like maybe like some upgrades like make it harder for other people to get like other upgrades in like different parts of the world. Like if you unlock or like you have like you have like different paths, and like if you go down this path, it affects other people because it might make like both paths harder or something. But like like because you're already ahead, like it might make it harder and like slow them down even more or whatever. It's just ideas I've had. Okay, so we're here. We have the snow thanks to MK. I'm also gonna decompress the snow just because we don't necessarily need it compressed to the best of my knowledge. We do need to add some compressions to some of our other storages, but for now, like this is more than fine. Okay, so next. Only reason why I'm doing this is because like while this is nice, I'm still manually feeding a coal and I don't want to. I was also thinking about putting it like our energy for our base like down here. I still want like a small workshop in here. But for now we actually have like probably more than enough capacity considering that we're only at like 12,000. But that's also because of our iron farm. isn't actually running. So that doesn't really help. But considering that's not running, we could do other things. We have these deployers, we have this. But the biggest thing that we want to do is we want to be able to make some rails, some wide rails. Hmm, Had some fruit earlier. But for the wide rails, one of the things that we need is we need a press, so we can make a press very quickly. If we don't have one already, just double checking. Generally like to do these things like one item at a time, so that way I don't have to really worry about too much what I'm doing. We only need like one. We're not trying to like get multiple lines going. Yeah, I don't think we need this here. We can take these down. And let's see. Press, saw. We could just look it up. Wide, wider watching, wider ring. Okay, I'll just like look to see if like maybe it was a different abilities. We could just see. Yeah. Cut with saw, deploy cherry slab, and then process in press. I don't know exactly like, do we just press a slab? Okay, actually wait, let's just try to press the slab first. If that's it, then like we might not even need like a gigantic operation. Okay, I think we ran out of coal like right as we were starting to do this, which is like super funny to me at least. Um, did not mean to do that. I meant to put that there, and we could actually just for testing purposes do that. Okay, so this is an entire process. We will likely need like an entire new um like area to actually do this properly since we don't really have a good area right now. Ooh, the house falling down. Like we have up here, but this is like kind of full at the moment. I wouldn't say like this is a good area to put it in. Up there, like we probably could like reuse it, but I'd rather that be like the workshop, if I'm being honest. Like, we could just come in here. I didn't realize that we had a press like right there. Okay, let's see. So it seems that we have the tileish track, right? And then here we're deploying something. Oh no, we could do the train track first. Okay. Yeah, this is the train track without like any base, which if we want to leave it that way, that'd be cool. That could be cool. Let's see. There's only one way to get end stone, which is to get end stone. Okay, that's nice to know. Oh, I can't wait to get to the end because I kind of want to have an automatic bridge machine, like just to have one, just bring us through the island and like exploring. I think that'll be fun. Okay, let's see. So we could do gold nuggets instead, which could be cool. So it seems like the nether ones use gold instead. What does this use? This one uses iron. Oh, or and okay, so we can use iron. It seems. Which is fine. Okay, 2 deployers and a stamp. That is actually much easier than I thought it would be. Okay, so that being said, say deployer, deployer, stamp. We could go right here. Actually, you know what? We might even have room to do it here. If we just take this down just to take a look. Like, so like, let's say input, output. Personally, because we need to have the funnels coming out of here, I'd prefer to have like an extra space. We don't really have the luxury. Actually, no, we might be able to get away with it. We put that there, go here, and just remind people to be careful of the lava. Lava's hot. Don't get burned. Like here and then here. We can go here, right? And then we can go here and here. Did not mean to fall, but it happens to the best of us. And we know the stamp is going to be the last step, so we could put that there. We're gonna need a belt. Next, we're gonna need 2 deployers, so we're gonna need at least this. And actually, we could just search through here. Oh, it doesn't show us the recipe for the deployer. It's fine. Brass hand is what I was worried about. So we're gonna need brass plates. So we're gonna need 8 of those. But I think we're gonna want to make just we're gonna want quite a few. So let's just make an entire stack's worth. So that's gonna be 16 deployers that we can make. I mean, we're gonna need some of these, some of that, and we'll see. I figure that if we make more deployers, we won't have to worry about it in the future. My thing is always just like, hey, can we avoid ever having to do this again? And by ever, I just mean like nowhere near, like no near term having to do this again. Not to mention the deployers will definitely help with being able to make like minecart contraptions that can like go quote unquote like infinitely. This is like project number 1. I already know what project like number 2 or 3 is gonna be. which is I really want to make a perimeter. I'm thinking about making another perimeter, but it's like going to be like 128 blocks by 128 blocks, so it's not going to be small. Okay, now we need to grab some andesite. Did I put away my andesite? Yes, I did. Okay, so we can only make like 10 right now, but that's fine, I think. Let's actually grab this, and do we have more andesite? It would seem not. We're not gonna worry about that too much. Okay, so one of the nice things about this, we would do that, and like that. Here. Let's put everything that we don't need away. Nope, wrong one. Here, here. Funnels. And here's where I think we might need the encased chain drive and these guys. I really want to automate those, like all the stuff that you see in there so bad to the point where we have like thousands of them. Like the thing is, by the time that we have like thousands of them, we don't really need that many. So one of the things I'm gonna do is go here, take this down, and really, really hope that we're lucky. Ah, yes. And one of the things is like I'm never sure if it's gonna be rotating like the right way. So it's like always like a bit of a hope that we get lucky. Okay. So train tracks. Oh, okay, I see how. So we're not gonna be able to make the wide ones just yet. We're gonna need another line for the wide ones. Because it seems like we want to cut it in half and then put another black stone slab in between. But for now, oh, the phantom one. Well, that makes a lot. Wait, how much does this make? Okay, that only makes one. That's what I thought. I was gonna say if that made as much as this did, be surprised. Like super surprised. Steel spruce or mangrove. The dark oak, just regular is just like stone. Okay, I want to go special. We're gonna go special. We're gonna go with the blackstone. It's gonna be a little bit more expensive, but I think it's gonna be worth it. Let's hope it's worth it. Please be worth it. Yep, we have 64 there. Then we grab the gold. Let's just grab all of that. We could just put that in there. Then go here. And there. We have train tracks. The thing though is like these will run out eventually, and then we're gonna have to refill it. So like the ideal scenario would be like, hey, can we make blackstone? If we can't, it's gonna be like a little bit limiting. That we could just haunt cobblestone or a cobblestone like material. Now it makes me wonder, can we make cobble deep slate? We can make end stone. Nope. Just trying to look. I don't think that we can do it with any of the crushing. Oh, okay, that's just regular deep slate. That's not something that we are really worried about. And we could just take back some of our golds. This feels so nice and like it works so well. No, we just kind of wait for a bit until it's done. Oh, did that run out of gold? Oh, that's right. So I guess because like we didn't like fill it in completely. One and four. That's fine. Okay, and now we can take the strain tracks and we're just gonna play around just very quickly to see how it works. We are, like I said, we're gonna want the wide ones, but I want to see like how wide these are to start. Let's just go to sleep real quick. I'm surprised it hasn't grown yet. It does feel like pretty nice how wide this is now. ENGL, not gonna lie. Then we have this. I'm gonna get roasted. I can already tell. Shit. Oh, this is already like super wide. See, like if we wanted it to curve a little bit, we could have it curve. Or if it was just straight. Okay, this is already really wide, but I want it wider. Like, uh, I really want to play around with the trains and try to get like a train going a little bit. Oh, we're already out of blocks. Yeah, but I do like the black stone. this is okay. This is really just to get an idea of what it's gonna look like. We're probably gonna come back and actually let me just see something. Yeah, it is like really easy to pick up and place down. Yeah, this bridge is gonna be a chunky bridge. Like it's gonna be big. But I think the wide one will allow us like to do something like make it look a lot better. But like let's just take a look at it right now. And this will go all the way across and then down. And then like once it goes down, it's like we could jump to the map. Oh yeah, you can see the straight line. Um I need to draw on like this for the path just to see like where it's gonna go. Right now I'm thinking like up past like this town, hit a right here, then maybe bridge across like the water here. I'm really trying to think about like the best way to do this. Oh, there's two of these. I didn't even realize that. But yeah, bridge across the water here, or maybe even to this town also. Like across the water, like go up across the water, like over here, so we avoid, and they could build as much as they want here, down here, to the school here, maybe across the water here, here, and then like down here or something. Like we go underwater for this part, maybe like or underground, and then we could like do whatever we want to for Maximus's base, like maybe an elevator up to his island, or here where I think Senko is, like to their island, um, or maybe even to the snowy continent, and then like we could have a Snowpiercer train, and like we wait until it expands even more to go around, but definitely up here. Try to hit up like Anxiety and Alex, and then see what happens. But with that being said, we're about to hit 2 hours, and I think that's enough train planning for tonight. I'm so excited. But with that being said, I'm happy you could join me. Good morning, good evening, good night. And if I don't catch you in the next one, I hope you do all right. Peace.